Greetings, my wonderful mates. My name is Flare Blitz, and we've returned back to Girls, Girls, Girls. 9 videos in. Have you bought this game for yourself? I hope you have. Hayasaka walks in through the door looking smug. Why is she looking smug? Morning, Flarina-san. Good morning, Hayasaka-san. Everything alright? The way Hayasaka speaks, it's like I'm in trouble. Like she knows something I don't. I'm both curious and concerned about why she suddenly stepped into my office. Although being alone with Hayasaka is not the worst thing in the world, there are worse fates. Not really. We have a bit of a problem out there. Okay. What's wrong? Is it something to do with a shortage of a topping? Someone forgot to order the frosting of the day. We're almost out of triple cherry chocolate frosting. What? Hayasaka's smile widens when she sees the shock on my face. Did I really forget to order it? My initial reaction is she's just trying to tease me. The more I think about it though, she's not kidding. Shoot! Ah, seriously? I'm afraid so. It's slow now, so it might make it. But there'll be rioting in the streets if people can't have their triple cherry chocolate frosting. I don't think it's going to get to that extent, but I get what you mean. I don't think it'll be that bad. It won't be news as a title of the the headlines of the newspaper. Anyway, we should probably do something about the frosting. You mean you should do something about it? She's right, not much the girls can do apart from skimping out of the frosting. That wouldn't go over well either. I'll log back into my computer and pull up the order form for one of our vendors. I'll order more for frosting. Might not make it in time, but we'll have it for the next special at least. If we do run out, how about the strawberry fudge twist? That's a popular frosting. Nice save. Thanks, I guess. You're welcome. Once the order is placed, I lean back in my chair, giving a scratch. Knowing me, I probably missed a frosting on Saturday when I should have ordered it. I remember doing some inventory that day. Should have caught it. Oh well, nothing I can do about it now. Flarina-san, there's something else. And that is... I look back at her and the smile is wiped clean from the girl's face. Her confidence gone. Hayasaka now stands before me, acting as though I may fire her. Is this about the casual relationship? Worry struck over her face and really she looks cute. Have you thought about it? I don't need any more than that. My answer on a casual relationship. That's what she wants. Hayasaka-san? At this point, with everything we've been through, how could I turn her away now? Over the past several weeks, I've come to learn just how empty my life has been. That black void that people talk about being filled when they meet the right one. I'm just recognizing that in my life. It's Hayasaka, this energetic, quick-witted, and beautiful maid that has filled that space. I stand up and walk over to her, wrapping my arms around her. I pull Hayasaka into a hug. Aw, Flarina-san? I forgive you. That's my answer. Flarina-san? She suddenly hugs me back, the pink hair, I thought it was lilac, maid tugging me against her. It doesn't really matter actually. We hold on to each other for not nearly long enough. Her soft body pressed against mine, running my fingers along that soft pink hair of hers. I swear I can feel the girl's heart pounding against her chest, or perhaps it's mine, or a mixture of both. I promise I won't keep any more secrets. I know you won't. When our embrace finally comes to an end, Hayasaka pulls back, wearing a new smile across her lips. Thank you, Flarina-san. I love you. Aww. And she goes out. Without warning, Hayasaka pushes herself against me and smacks her lips against my cheek with a quick kiss. When she pulls away, her cheeks are tingled red. I stare dumbfounded at the girl right before she takes off. My office is empty and I'm still standing there like an idiot. It takes a few moments to register what happened. Yep, it happened so quick. But she is back out there serving the masters. When I do finally realize what's happened, I sit myself back in the chair before I fall down. Hayasaka-san. I'm in deep. Too deep, but it's okay. Hayasaka loves me. What about your sister? Hayasaka-san is good with writing, isn't she? So you have paid attention to her. Yes, I think she'd be just the girl for the job. You're not half bad, Florina-san. Katie is lucky to have you as a manager. They all are. I'm speechless. To be complimented by Katori of all people, I don't quite know how to respond. Listen, Florina-san. I know you're dating my sister. And what's your response? I wanted to thank you for looking after her like this. Katori-san, you don't have to thank me. Your sister means the world to me. Well, you mean the world to her too. She's always talking about you. Really? Really? It means a lot that you're supporting her writing. It's nothing really, she's quite good at it. Maybe after this is over we can have her do some writing for the website. It's always lets her juggle and nods. She'd like that. It seems I have the sister's approval, as it were. Having her on my side with Hayasaka and helping with the cafe is a load off my shoulders. Without her on the others, all the others, I'm not sure I'd be able to do this. You know, Mum used to take Katie and me to this park when we were kids. Really? Nod. I remember getting into a fight with her over something. And I pushed her into a pond. Yeah, that's really bad. Yeah, I could see you doing that. Damn. Katori giggles as she stares out across the park, grimacing about her sister. That was the first time I remember making her cry. Mum was pissed because I ruined Katie's clothes, not to mention we got kicked out for stomping all over the flowers. Well, no surprise there. Knowing Hayasaka-san, she probably got back at you good. Yep. Of course she did, she's my sister. But Florina-san, I'm trusting you. The way Katie cried when she told me about the cafe. Don't ever make my sister cry again like that. I won't. The glare from Katori sends a chill from my spine. I can only imagine what Katori had to deal with when Hayasaka learned the cafe was closing. I'm almost certain that if I didn't get that 2-week extension from the owner, Katori would have pile-drived me into oblivion. Good. Now let's do our best with that concert. Excuse me? What proof do you have that I have? Even though I haven't? You cheated. I can't believe you cheated on me. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Don't play dumb with me, Florina-san. I'm not blind, you know. What the hell? And am I blind? Or do I have amnesia? I certainly don't remember doing anything remotely resembling cheating. Then what the hell are you talking about? I never even dream of cheating on someone as gorgeous as you. You're really going to deny it? What you did with my... We didn't do anything, for goodness sakes. All we did was plan the concert. What did I do? What I did with Katori, I scanned my brain for anything that could be taken as cheating. It doesn't help that a few onlookers are curiously listening in on our conversation. Talk about not helping. The only thing that comes to mind is... You mean that I cooked for her? You barely make anything for me. But first chance for Katori saying you're cooking a full-on meal for her? Well, I thought you said that my chocolate cake was disgusting, so therefore, that is a point for me. What else have you two been doing behind my back? Yeah, playing the concert. Yeah, that's called cheating. Oh, this is ridiculous. The only reason I cooked anything for Katori was as a thank you for helping me with a concert. Now, because I helped her sister, I'm the day's entertainment for our customers. Hayasaka lets out a squeaky for a moment. I think she's going to cry and get out of my seat to console her for this gross misunderstanding. Instead, that squeak escalates into a full-on laughter. Hayasaka holds her sides as she busts a gut right in front of me. My face flushes and I drop back down into the booth. A prank? Seriously? Oh my gosh, that look on your face. Did you really think I was... Yes! Your tone was... I mean, well, yeah, you sounded pissed. Were you that bored? Not anymore. I hear chuckling from some of the customers. When I look over at the culprits, however, they'd already returned to their meals. Convenient. It's impossible to stay mad, though. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. Hayasaka lets out a victorious giggle before switching to a warmer, calmer smile. I don't think I'll ever get over that quick wit up from her. She's a force to be reckoned with, and I love her so much. I hope you're not working too hard. You've been dead in your feet all week. Don't worry, I'll be fine. Today's the last of the hectic days, I think. It's a real shame I haven't been able to spend more time with Hayasaka, or any of the other girls really. It sucks having to catch up on things like this, but we're almost there. Good. Because I miss spending time with you. I miss spending time with you too. Not to mention I've got to catch up on your newest story. You haven't read it yet? No, but I'll check it out tomorrow, I promise. You better. Anyways, I better get back to it. With a wave, she heads back to work serving customers. I watch her for a few moments, enjoying the view of my lover before getting back to things myself. Calling it a night already? What are you talking about? Hayasaka sneaks up behind me and I almost jump at the sound of her voice. I turn around in time to catch her laughing. Naturally, my near heartache doesn't go unnoticed. What? Sneaking off for a late night rendezvous with someone? You are bold. I let out a laugh. No way I'd have the gall to see someone behind Hayasaka's back. Never mind the beating I'd suffer from her sister. I'd be an absolute idiot to think I could do better than this girl right here. Believe me, I'm not that bold. Who could I possibly find better than you? No one. That's easy. No one. It's simply not possible. Okay. Not wrong there. Anyways, what about you? Aren't you heading home? Eventually. Oh, that sounds like we're going out somewhere tonight. When you say eventually. She leaves me hanging there as she stares up at the sky. A few stars manage to poke through amidst the streetlights and neon signs. This time of year it's actually quite soothing outside. There's a cool breeze, sure, but the temperature is warm enough where soft wind is welcome. What? You're just going to wander? Perhaps. Clear my head a bit. A lot's happened, hasn't it? Her mood suddenly shifts when she gazes into the night sky. Quite teasing one moment, serious the next. Yeah, a lot's happened. It's a miracle we made it out the way we did. You think it was a miracle? In a way it was. I mean, Fiona did give us 2 weeks. Some of it. One piece out of place, and I hate to think how things might have ended. She says nothing, and I look at the stars with her. The sky is mostly black, but a few twinkling lights shine through for us. Yeah, they're called helicopters. It's a stark contrast from the hundreds of stars one can see out in the country. I don't think it was a miracle. You don't? No. We only made it because of you. Anyone else and we'd have closed shop long ago. Hayasaka-san. You made the difference, Flarina-san. Give yourself a little credit. Coming from a person who keeps insulting us for even the smallest of mistakes. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say to her. It doesn't feel like I did that much. But she's in too good of a mood to argue. For me to argue, so. Alright. I think I'm ready now. Going home? Nope. I'm going to your... Alright. Thanks. You are? Why? You're not going to say no, are you? Yeah, no, you're not invited. Get out. Get out, go home. Well, I mean, of course not. I just wasn't expecting it. Then what are you waiting for? Come on. Yes, boss. Hayasaka starts off at a jog and I have to rush just to catch up with her. It's like that time when we was looking for Nancy, except with a different motive this time. Only when I catch up to her does Hayasaka slow down. She's laughing at her little game, and I have to admit I'm laughing too. We clasp hands and together make our way to my apartment. I was about to say she was drunk when she first upon a time actually, got to the house. But this time around, obviously, because of the fact that she actually stayed around the house and morning came, and yeah, she probably remembered where we lived. And half that sentence didn't really make any sense anyways. We didn't even get to see the house thing. Oh, for goodness sakes. A few weeks have flown by since a big concert took place. I'd say things are back to normal at the cafe side, but the old relaxed atmosphere of Girls Cafe is gone. The concert not only did wonders for our bottom line, it attracted a whole new crowd. We just brought all 4 girls back up to full time just to keep up with the influx of customers. I'm dumbstruck. Every so often I feel like if I'm not careful, I'll wake up from this dream and find my miserable self in a bar somewhere. Yeah, that's called a bad end. That's not all though. If it was, believe me, I'd be more than satisfied. A high-paying job with hard-working employees and a positive atmosphere. What more could a guy want? To be loved and to have someone to love, that is the true icing on this Sunday. Standing next to me, her fingers interlocked with mine, is Hayasaka Katie. Must I just remember this now? There hasn't been a single CG of Hayasaka at all throughout this entire playthrough. We've had 2 from Nancy. We've had 2 from Ayase. But not a single one that is just of Hayasaka. My true prize in this troubled world... Actually, that's excluding the CG right before the end of the route itself. So I imagine we'll get at least 1, but... I'm not sure if it's because the developers forgot or something else. I still can't believe we did it. Everyone's back to full time, but cafe is home again. I admit to be honest, I never thought we'd make it. When you said the cafe was closed, and I thought for sure that was it. I can't help but chuckle. I did too. Hell, if it wasn't for your sister, I doubt the concert would have happened. You surprised us both. Or maybe the CG that was supposed to take place throughout the middle section of the route is 18+. Kotori-chan helped, but you really carried the cafe over the finish line, Flarina-san. Hey, we're not at the finish line yet. The finish line is when it actually closes. We are still just beginning the journey. I have to admit, I'm impressed. I give her a hand a squeeze, my heart fluttering from my chest just being next to her. You're a real go-getter. It's actually kind of charming. How Hayasaka shifts back and forth and tries not to let me see her reddening face is just one of the many reasons I've fallen so hard for her. It's impossible to keep a smile off of my face when I pull her in close to me. She jumps from the tug and I wrap my arm around the girl. Go get her. What about you? You wrote all our music. Girls Cafe wouldn't be doing this good without you. But Flarina-san? I'm not done though. I know how important writing is to her. I read a few more of Hayasaka's stories ever since we started dating. She's really good. I don't want her to stop. Ever. I was actually thinking of adding a blog to the cafe's website. Maybe call it something like The Cafe Chronicles. What would you post on it? Me? I wasn't planning on posting anything. I was hoping to give that job to you. Me? What would I do with it? Whatever you want. Recount a funny or heartwarming moment that happened. Write about our upcoming events. Gossip about the girls. Whatever you want. A gossip about me. Hayasaka burst into laughter at the gossiping comment. I pull her close to me and watch the gears spin in her head. I'm sure with a little imagination, Hayasaka can not only gossip about her fellow maids, but transcribe a whole methods around the cafe, and I'd be all for it. Of course, that's if you can fit it into your busy schedule, Miss Third Place winner. Ah, so there's a local event going on and she won 3rd place. That's right. The whole reason we're even in the mold is because I convinced Hayasaka to enter that writing contest from a while back, sorry. So we won 3rd place and we're both here to claim her prize. She's silent for a few moments, probably reeling from the shock of my little offer combined with a reminder of why we're here. But Flarina-san? Thank you. Thank you for believing in me. For you, Hayasaka-san? Anytime. Something wrong? No, just... She stalls for a few minutes, dragging her feet with whatever is on her mind. I finally stop again and brush my fingers through her long, perfectly combed hair. It's okay. I'm right here. It's just that, well, we haven't known each other that long, but I feel a real connection with you, Florina-san. Maybe one that could last a very long time. I do too. After everything we've been through, I can't imagine being without you. In that case, can I take a picture of us? I want to post it online. Let all the boys know I'm taken. Damn. Talk about rubbing it in. A sudden outburst takes me by surprise. I start laughing. I didn't quite know what to expect, but certainly not this. Reaching over, I pull the smartphone out of Hayasaka's hands and pop over the camera app. Hey, what are you doing? What? I just thought we'd take a picture right here and now. What? Or is there something on here I shouldn't see? Damn, Hayasaka jerks her elbow into my side and I nearly drop the phone in pain. Serves you right. Taking a girl's phone, what's wrong with you? Rubbing at my poor side, I wince out a grin and laugh. Great. Now laughing hurts. Sorry. I'll forgive you. If you hurry up and take the picture. Oh, that kind of picture. Okie dokie. Lovely. Just as I hold the phone up to snap our picture, Hayasaka leans in and presses her lips against mine. My heart nearly jumps out of my chest like some alien creature in surprise. It's only brief, but feeling those warm, moist lips press against mine, I forget about the phone for a minute, simply relishing in the touch of her sweet lips. People around us stop to stare as they pass, but I don't care. I'm with the person I love the most, and I wouldn't have it this any other way. What are you doing? As our lips press together, Hayasaka manages to whisper an annoyed question to me out of nowhere. Take the picture already. Oh! The girl leans in against me, clutching my hand tightly and firmly kissing my lips. I want to forget to take the picture again just to see what she'll do, but I know better. I snap a picture of us together and then snuggle with my love for a few moments longer, just enough, long enough so to whisper 3 little words to her. Is it, I love you? Yep. Aww. Prolific, passionate prose. Yeah, there's an option here missing. That is rather suspicious. Maybe I didn't select the correct choices. Please let me know of what choices I needed to make in order to unlock the CG. Unless like the other routes, the last one is always locked behind the 18+ patch. We have one more individual route to seek out, and then it's time to try and seek out the harem ending, which involves all 4 actually. So in order to do that, we would either have to like try and drastically alter our shift so that we give each girl some kind of equal attention, but then there are also other cases where we have to select certain choices that caters to multiple girls, like let's say with when we get the option to thank both Cena and Ayase, that is a case. At the mall, say that both Cena and Hayasaka are cute, and when we're at the party, say that we've got our hands full anyways with all the girls, so those 3 could be at least a few of the criterias. Cena. Me? Why? I would be honored. Kaduki cutely claps her hands, beaming all the while. Although I am not sure how much else you can learn from me. Never mind that, since that's solved we can get out of here, yeah? Right, let's get a move on, people. With that, the 5 of us shuffle towards the door with me at the very rear. Everyone is eager to get a breath of fresh air at this point. Once we're on the floor, everyone splits up. Ayase and Hayasaka move to either side of the cafe proper while Nancy heads behind the customer service counter. I follow Kaduki outside once more, stack of flyers in hand, and it takes her a moment to find a place to stand front and center. Not wanting to scare anyone away, I stand close to the cafe entrance but out of its direct path. I watch as she hands out the piece of paper to passerby, most leaving with a smile. Even when she's ignored, however, Kaduki doesn't let her expression falter. Her resilience is doubtlessly commendable. After a few more minutes, she approached me with a small smile. Florina-san, If you stand so far away, you will have trouble hearing my pitch. Is that not an important part of your task? I don't want to scare away any potential customers. Scare them away? How so? Because I'm not a beautiful maid, that's why. Well, if I'm standing right behind you, staring straight at them, they might get the wrong impression. Perhaps. Never mind then. I suppose there's no other way. I'm sorry, Florina-san. It isn't your fault. If anything, it's mine for not thinking far enough ahead, Florina-san. In any case, I won't be working outside for the entire day. After my lunch break, I will switch to working as a waitress. Great. In the meantime, however, there isn't much point in you staying outside, is there? There's no need for you to strain your back and legs in the outdoors. Perhaps there's something you can do inside for now? Now that you mention it, I'm sure there's some paperwork that needs looking over. I'll take care of that for the time being. Thank you, Sena-kan. The pleasure is all mine, truly. I'll see you soon. I'm fine, thank you for asking. You didn't have to do that, Sena-kan. I'm fine. Thank you for asking. Wonderful, I'm glad to hear that. In any case, please let me know if you need anything. I'm always happy to help. Watch Cena. Cena's busy talking to a table of male customers adorned with a welcoming posture and a warm smile. The men seem to be enjoying the interaction. Good afternoon, masters. Kaduki Cena is here to fulfill your every wish. Every wish? How may I serve you today? Thank you, Cena-chan. Is it right if I call you that? Of course, master. Please address me however you wish. What an angel. I think I'm in love. Oh my, that's very sweet of you. I hope you're not just saying that. Of course not. You're the prettiest maid here, Cena-chan. It's fascinating watching her work. There's a certain level of professionalism with her that one doesn't usually see at these kinds of cafes. Cena's got experience working with people, and she has a certain air about her that draws the customers to her. Now then, why don't I take your orders? You must all be quite hungry. She takes down each order from the group and repeats it back to them in the same soft-spoken voice, ending the interaction with a bow. Bow. Cena moves on to the next table with a bow. She does a few in a row before eventually going back to the kitchen to start working on meal prep. The same word can mean two different things and two different pronunciations. If this was America, Cena would have so much extra cash in tips left for her, but sadly this is not the Wild West. Good afternoon, Florina-san. Was the office too stuffy for you? The dark-haired beauty ever so slightly leans down as she smiles at me. It's a charming sight, especially considering she took the time out of her workday to talk to me. Oh, Cena-kan. I'm actually observing at the moment. I'm actually observing everyone work today, taking notes, getting a better feel for everyone. I see, it's good to be diligent. I'm glad you're working so hard as our new manager. Everyone appreciates it, even if they do not show it. Hayasaka. Somehow her smile manages to light up this dark little corner of the cafe. She has me smiling like an idiot just for doing my job. Cena's got that rare talent for instantly brightening a person's day with her presence. Almost feels like a light switch. Flipping a light switch, sorry. Thank you, Cena-kan. That means a lot to me. It's the truth. I wouldn't say so, but I didn't mean. Anyways, I am glad to see you're doing better than yesterday. I was a bit worried when you shut yourself up in the office. I thought about stopping by to check, but didn't want to be rude. It's alright, don't worry about it. First days are always rough. I won't always be cooping myself in the office. Cena's smile finally returns and I'm somewhat relieved. I don't think anyone would mind me staying out of their way. Although, from how Cena talks, I wonder if maybe that's what the last manager did. Thanks for worrying about me? Thanks for worrying about me, Cena-kan. It means a lot. Just moving here, I'm kinda out on my own, so it's nice to know that someone's got my back. Of course, we need you here. I don't know what we would do if anything happened to you. I can't help but chuckle. She's very honest about her feelings. I hope I'm not interrupting anything. Now, this is part of the data gathering. Even this conversation is helping with the analogy of what I'm going to conjure up with as the overall conclusion of what I think about this cafe. It's beautiful, by the way. I just couldn't help myself when I saw you sitting here. Yesterday was a bit hectic, so I never got the chance to speak with you on one-on-one. Not at all. If anything, it's a nice pick-me-up. Do you think so? That's great to hear, Florina-san. You seem like a wonderful person. I hope we're able to get along together. I don't think we'll have to worry about that. You're already such a hard worker and easy to get along with. I'm lucky to have someone like you here, but I wonder if she has a grotesque dark side to her that nobody knows about, but we'll have to unearth. That's very sweet of you to say. It's true. Sena's face turns bright red from the compliments, I was about to say complaints. Her reaction is just adorable, but I couldn't have you. I need to commit that face to memory before I forget. If anything, I'm only more energized to work hard for this cafe. Seeing Cena's smile is quite the motivation as it turns out. I should probably get back to work. Don't work too hard. No promises there. Enjoy the rest of your day and let me know if you need anything. I will. Thank you. I watched Cena's long cascade of hair flow towards the center of the cafe before turning my gaze back to my laptop. It's only downgrade in terms of visuals. They said it. Visual. As in visual novels. With a cafe and his only the one and only Sena, gorgeous, beautiful, elegant, mature. These are all words that perfectly describe Kaduki Sena. How lucky it is to see such a woman in these beautiful clothes. It's almost as if they were tailored just for her. The way that dress hugs her in all the right places is a sight to behold. Florina-san, what a surprise. What brings you here? Nice to see you, Sena-kan. Destiny brought me here. That's a rather cringy way of saying that. But I am very fascinated to see the conversation that will be brought upon us. When doing so, Destiny brought me here so I could meet you. I knew something good would happen today. Destiny? I must admit that this is a bit of a surprise. I didn't realize you believed in those things. Well, you know what they say. A fortune a day keeps the demons at bay. Are you saying that if you don't have a fortune a day, that the demons will be with you? I've never heard such an expression. I feel bad with how serious Sena has taken my little joke. The comment was only meant to be a light-hearted flirt, nothing more, but oh well. Best to keep things moving, I suppose. I lost track of the time, but unfortunately I'm in a bit of a hurry. Of course, I'm happy we had a chance to spend time together, Florina-san. I was feeling a little stressed, but now I feel a lot better, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Is everything okay? I'm fine. I have a modeling job booked. The original model caught some kind of virus and can't make it. I'm the backup. Oh, who the hell calls you the backup? You're the first choice. Oh, that's right. You're a model. No wonder Cena's clothes fit her so well. They're probably something she took home from a job. Or maybe they were even a gift from a designer. Well, I hate to keep you here. If you're in a rush, good luck with the shoot, Sena-kan. I'm sure it'll turn out great. Thank you. I hope so. I'll see you at work tomorrow, then. Goodbye. Sena quickly blends into the crowd as she heads towards the stairs. When she's out of sight, I adjust my bags and wander towards the exit with all of my groceries. Talk to Sena. I look around until I spot Sena, but she doesn't seem to be anywhere inside the cafe. I even wait several minutes in case she's in the bathroom or getting something from the back. She was here this morning. Oh, if a panic hits me, or if a customer darted her, or if she walked out on the job, or maybe she's still here somewhere and had a medical emergency. I started by looking in the bathrooms, but they were empty aside from one customer with indigestion. Right as I walk back into the dining area, Sena walks through the front door. We make eye contact, and with how worked up I've become, Sena walks straight over to me. Are you feeling alright, Florina-san? You look as if you've seen a ghost. I'm fine now. Thanks for asking. And I apologize, I must seem like a crappy manager if you keep having to ask me questions like that. No, I don't believe that at all. It's just, when you look so troubled, I feel like I need to make sure you're alright. So I just really can't explain it. Oh well, I'm sure you do that for anyone. You're too nice a person, but I do appreciate it though. It's nice to have someone who cares around. I wouldn't do it for just anyone. Just when Sena speaks, a roar of laughter echoes through the crowd. Looking over, Ayase got into quite the animated discussion with some of the customers. It's nice to see people enjoying our maids, but makes things a bit hard to hear. Sorry, I didn't quite hear that. What'd you say? No, I was talking to myself. If you say so. Anyway, what can I help you with? I just want to let you know, if you need help with anything, I'm willing to give you a hand. That's all. Oh, I see. I am done handing out flyers for the evening, and I have not taken any customers as orders yet. I apologize, Flora-san, but nothing comes to mind. Oh, it's fine. I'll just go back to my little corner. I started to walk back when Sena grabs me over my shoulder, turned around to meet her awkward smile. Wait, on second thought, there is something you can do for me. Well, for all of us, really. What is it? I am quite sure everyone would appreciate it if you tied up the cafe a bit for us. Customers leave the tables messy and drop things on the floor all the time. It would be very helpful if you went around and took care of that for us. Even though I've essentially been assigned janitor, with Sena's beaming so beautifully, it's too difficult to turn her down, so I muster the best grin I can and nod. I feel I've made all of the worst decisions so far because of Sena's reactions to all of them. Oh, that's a great idea. I'll get right to it. Thank you, Florina-san. It only takes about half an hour for me to have everything cleaned up. As it turns out, the girls are diligently on top of things, so the mess never builds up to anything crazy. Either way, my aching back is relieved by the time I'm done scrubbing tables and drying spells. Admittedly, I'm also a bit upset I didn't get to talk to Sena for very long, but I'm sure there'll be other opportunities. Thanks, Sena. Of everyone at the cafe, Sena's been through the most accommodating. Without her, my time as manager would have been destined for far rougher waters. Hell, it's because of her that yesterday's end-of-day improv meeting went as smoothly as it did. I mean, improv meeting as in, well, it's a clue because there's only two of the maids here, that, splitting shifts to save money. She deserves my thanks more than anyone, really. I think I've finished up. I'm going to get out of this uniform. Fortunately, Ayase is the first one to head back and change. Leaving Sena tidying up a few odds and ends, it gives me a perfect opportunity to properly thank our beautiful maid. Sena-can, you have a minute? Something wrong, Florina-san? No, quite the opposite, actually. Sena brightens up as I invite her to one of the booths. We sit across from each other and suddenly are taken in from her radiance. The girl's long black hair flows past her shoulders and those stunning violet eyes. How is someone allowed to be this beautiful? Science has not conjured up a way to describe how beautiful one person could be. And then science meets Sena. Only after Sena makes a face at me do I realize I've done nothing but stare awkwardly at her. I can't let myself get so distracted. Sorry. The reason I wanted to talk to you is because I wanted to tell you just how much I appreciate you being here. That's very kind of you to say, Florina-san. I'm no more special than the other girls that work here. I don't know about that. You're kind of a peacekeeper around here, and you're always looking on the positive side of things. I don't think this place would be in such a good shape without you. Please, that's far too much credit. I'd be nothing without Ayase-san, Hayasaka-san, or even Nanase-can. Oh, it's not that I don't think they're important, but it's been easier on me with you here. That's why I wanted to thank you, because I really appreciate you being here, Sena-can. I watch as Sena blushes, shifting her seat. It's really cute seeing the girl squirm. Oh dear. Not that I intended to make her uncomfortable or get flustered, but I'm certainly glad that I did. So if there's anything that I can do for you, please let me know. You keep saying this so many times. It's like the 4th time in Cena's route so far that you keep saying, if there's anything that I can do for you, please let me know. Every single day this has happened. Actually, there is something. Really? What is it? Well, there's this restaurant I've been wanting to go to. It's silly really, but I've been too embarrassed to go alone. Would you maybe go with me? Wow, that's a shocker. I didn't exactly expect Sena to ask me out on a date. Is it a date? I'm not entirely sure, but it feels like one. She's so earnest too. I'm not sure if accepting this would be appropriate or not. After all, if I take things the wrong way, I could just wind up hurting her. Of course I will go with you. Sena's so excited about this restaurant, it'd be cruel for me to just turn her down. Besides, after a long day like today, I could use a breath of fresh air by going into another cafe/restaurant. Of course I'll go with you. Really? Thank you, Florina-san. Please wait for a moment. I need to get changed. Sure. She's so pumped for this restaurant that Sena takes off at a jog to the locker room. I laugh. It's cute seeing her so overcome with joy over a simple thing like a restaurant. To her, though, it means a lot. In a way, Sena's just creating hype for me. Now I want to know, what kind of place is this? While I wait, I take the time to do some locking up and final tasks. That way, when she finishes changing, we'll be all set. Before I know it, Sena returns in her casual clothes with a big smile on her face. Are you ready? Whenever you are. I've already locked things up. As long as we shut off the lights and lock the front door, we're good to go. That's wonderful. Thank you again, Florina-san. Please. Now you've got me all excited about this restaurant too. And off we go. We leave the cafe behind and wander through Akihabara to the mall. The evening crowd is bustling and busy as ever. People wander in and out of fashion banquets, or banquets, or whatever you call it, and ice cream shops. Not shots. The lack of coordination with some folks almost warrants a traffic cop for directing the crowds. Still, Sena and I managed to find a way through the mall, and she looks right at home. You seem to know your way around here pretty well. I come here frequently for modeling. Some of the shops carry lines that I use in my photo shoots. What kind of clothes do you prefer? I enjoy wearing the dresses and long flowing skirts. Sometimes I have to pose in hip-hugging jeans. Yeah, long skirts can have their advantages. Those aren't particularly comfortable. I don't understand how people can wear them. I bet you look good in hip huggers. No, we'll play ball for a moment. I can't help but agree. As good as people look in them, and I'm sure Sena would look fantastic, I can't imagine how comfortable such tight clothes would be on a person. Skin tight, more like claustrophobic. They don't look comfortable either. They're not comfortable. From experience. Fortunately, I don't have to wear them that often. That's a relief then. Anyway, where's this restaurant of yours? Yeah, it's called Girls Cafe. I take it somewhere in the mall? Yes. It's on the far end of the mall. Well, shall we head on over then? Yes, let's go, with me not being able to pronounce the sentence properly. Fortunately, the walk is a short one. We soon find ourselves standing in a surprisingly long line for a place called Rogue Umar. It's that popular? Or more likely, it's just that new. Still, I don't often find restaurants with lines going out around the corner. What's Girls Cafe ever like this? Thank you so much again for coming here with me. Of course. I have to admit, you got my interest piqued. What's so special about this place? Well, you see, this is a couples-oriented restaurant. Oh my gosh, are we already within that kind of phase? Couples-oriented, okie dokie. So, Whatever's on the menu would have to be couple-oriented. I see. A couple's restaurant. Wait, does that mean... I say that, but it takes a moment for the words to sink in. Upon closer inspection, the line of people is suspiciously grouped 2 by 2. The banner above the front doors is sprinkled with hearts and candies. Candles, sorry? Even peeking through windows, I see hearts sprinkled across the walls. Fancy curtains hang from each window, adding to the atmosphere of the place. The staff are also very nicely dressed, like some high-end restaurant. Suddenly I feel underdressed, resolving, are you sure we should be going in together? This looks like the kind of joint that lovers go on a date to. That's not true. I am sure that plenty of people take their friends here. Yeah, they're not just friends. They're friends and lovers for life. Just look at everyone in line. But then, why not invite one of the girls from the cafe to go along? None of them enjoy places like this. I'd feel bad dragging one of them along. Yet she drags me along. Yeah, we're the one that she knows the least. And not unlike how the owner dragged me into his cafe, I'm sensing a pattern. Skimp on the details and let a person find out after it's too late. The irony. Why not give it... Yeah, exactly. Why not give it a try? We're here. There's no reason to argue or make a big deal about this. It's not my cup of tea, but Cena's all for it. Since I already agreed, I best stick to my word. Who knows? The food might be amazing. Well, why not give it a try then? It's almost our turn anyway. Cena's mood brightens considerably when I relent. She doesn't look to be the arguing type, but this might have turned into the exception if I had let it. I've heard many great things about their food. Doesn't it look just wonderful? She's like a kid at a candy store, her face nearly pressed up against the glass, almost like the London Underground tubes when there's too many people on the train and people are pressing against the window. Watching the staff move back and forth with food and drinks, I can't help but wonder how many times Sena has wandered over to this cafe, wishing to be invited in. Looks like we're next. You ready? Absolutely. Ah, isn't this sweet? Well, Florina-san? What do you think? I like the pancakes. Honestly, I'm impressed. They run a tight joint here with the staff and the food is delicious. Pancakes are their speciality. I've heard so many wonderful things about this place, it's almost hard to believe I'm actually here. I have to admit, a couple's cafe serving pancakes as their main dish. Not quite what I expected. Well, they could serve spaghetti. As in, like, it's like that one scene from that one Disney movie where, both of the individuals go for the same bit of spaghetti and they end up trying to get the last bit in the middle. When I think of candlelit dinners and romantic outings, it's usually expensive steaks, wine, and whatever that word is that's French. It's strange, isn't it? What is? What is strange about this ordeal? Just, we spent all day working at Girls Cafe and then wind up here. I can't shake the feeling I'm still on the clock. I know what you mean. That's a really precious smile of Cena's. My first instinct was to stop and take someone's order. That would have been quite embarrassing. Seriously? Cena nods and I can't help but laugh at her. Even though this is a couple's cafe, the atmosphere is much too similar to our cafe. There are more lovebirds among the crowd, but the overall sights and sounds are the same. Although I think this cafe will be a bit more, I don't know, generic or less niche. I think you'd fit right in here, Sena can. A sweet girl like yourself, a lot of people would just stop just to see you. No, I like the maid cafe more. The uniforms are cute and less formal than what the staff wears here. Besides, if I worked here, I'd miss the other girls. And you. A blush creeps over my face and suddenly I have a need to stuff my mouth full of pancakes. Why am I the one being less speechless here? that. I love that little expression. Fortunately, Sena doesn't read too much of my reaction. She instead takes my silence as a cue to resume eating. I'm grateful for the break. I'd started digging myself a hole with that topic, telling my employees they should work somewhere else. Nice move. How are your pancakes, by the way? Oh, they're quite delicious. Some of the best I've had. What about yours? I like our pancakes better. These are delicious, but I think our pancakes win out just by a hair. Just by a hair? That's really sweet of you. I'm not sure I could agree with you, though. Cena takes another bite while I mull it over. To be fair, I am biased towards our maids. Not really. Even though I haven't been her manager very long, this place has started to grow on me. Aren't maids supposed to take pride in their work? I suppose you're right, but then shouldn't they also try to better themselves? Absolutely, that is the truth. Maybe. Then we should try and make pancakes as good as these. I can't help but laugh. Still not sure I agree, but no use in arguing. Cena's mind is made up, it seems. As we continue about our meal, a waiter stops us with a smile across his face. He's young but handsome, dressed in the cafe's uniform of black pants, white button-up shirt, and red vest. His clothes and demeanor only add to the cafe's aesthetic. May I suggest a special beverage for the two of you on this date? The date? Cena jumps to attention at the waiter's words. Of course this would happen given the cafe's penchant for couples. Did she think this wouldn't happen? What do you suggest? I try to keep the conversation moving and not sweat the details. My personal recommendation would be the Lover's Quarrel Sundae, sir. It's a delectable sundae with bananas, whipped cream, and topped with strawberries. Would you care to try one? I glance over to Cena, who's still flustered over the whole D word. And no, not the other 4D word, you pervs. I meant date. Maybe it's best not to stir the pot too much. We'll pass for now, but could we have some refills? Of course, sir. The waiter takes our empty glass and disappears. Did you really think we're on a date? The pout. It's a little cute, by the way. This is a couple's cafe, Sena-can. You said so yourself. Why are you surprised now? I suppose so. Don't worry, I'm sure this kind of mistake happens all the time. Besides, I'm kind of happy about the mistake. Not many guys get to say they've dated a model. Don't let it go to your head. I don't just ask anybody, you know. Okay, that's a reoccurring theme, but it's only the second time. Was it the third? As in, like, I don't just help anyone. Which is actually really true. But it's the amount of times that you say it. It's like that meme of saying, like, it's only happened twice. I know it's only a small amount of times, but it's a weird coincidence that it's happened twice. I'll keep that in mind. Cena goes quiet for a bit and stares out the window beside our table. I watch with her for a few moments, gazing at the passerbys. People on their way to work, people on their way home, others are just leisurely killing time. When did I last take things slow like this? Sena-can, what are you thinking about? I can't help but ask. I'm just wondering how others might see us, from outside that is. I'm sure they see two wonderful friends spending some quality time together. But you shouldn't worry about them. Oh, she's actually making quite a worried expression there because of the way the eyebrows are and the open mouth. Because as long as we're having fun, that's what matters. You're right. Thank you for letting us stand. I'm sorry. I shouldn't worry so much about what others think. It's hard not to. And being a model, you probably have more reason to than most. The waiter arrives with refills of our drinks. He tries to sell us again on some lovely-dovely Sunday, but we politely turn him down. On a day like this, I don't want Cena feeling uncomfortable. If anyone gives you grief though, let me know. I'll let Nasty get off the leash and I don't think you have to ask her that. She'll just do that. Of course, the idea that I have any control over Nancy is just as absurd as someone having a problem with Cena. Yeah, they're both like north and south poles apart. Maybe that's why she burst out laughing at my comment. Oh well, mission successful. How could anyone not find Cena adorable? She worries about what people think of her, but the more time I spend with her, the more I worry about what she thinks of me. Cena's the type of person you work hard for. The person you want to put your best foot forward for. I just hope my work at a cafe is good enough. It's always good. We finish off our meal, and by the time we leave the cafe, the mall has emptied out. It's not nearly as busy as when we arrived, leaving us a large empty lane to walk through. Thank you so much, Valerian-san, for taking me. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Of course, I had a great time. Glad you did too, Sena-can. I have to stop by the modeling agency, see if they're open. Oh? Want me to come with you? No, that's alright. You have a good night, Valerian-san. You too. And with that, our date comes to an end. Question mark. Date. I watch until Cena disappears out of sight from me and then wander through the mall. Despite the rocky start to the day, I must say I couldn't be happier. Cena really is the sweetest girl we have. And I got to take her out. Well, actually, she asked you to come out with her, actually. So it's not like you pressed the invitation first. Perspective is always key with these things. Whoever asks you first. Cena steps into the room looking worried about something. Seeing her upset breaks my heart. A beautiful girl like her shouldn't make such a face. What is it? Is everything okay? I actually wanted to ask you the same thing. I heard you shouting. Did something happen? I slouch back in my chair and can't help but laugh at myself. The entire situation is quite comedic when I think about it. It'd be hysterical even. If it wasn't happening to me, I try to answer Cena, but in frustration, I just end up giving a jumbled mess of grunts like some kind of caveman. Ooh. Are you alright, Valerian-san? You're not pushing yourself too hard, are you? What? No, it's nothing like that. It's just, I stumbled across the cafe's website. Cena instantly cheers up, letting out a cute laugh from her reaction. I'm not the only one who thinks the site is a joke. The only difference is Cena gets a much better laugh out of it than I do. It is certainly out of date. Out of date is the joke of the century. It's an abomination. I do like it. You do? I think it's wonderful to see all the girls who worked hard here before me. They're quite beautiful, aren't they? Yeah, I guess. Is something wrong? I sit back for a moment and think to myself, while I agree that having a look into the past of those who worked here to be very interesting, I don't think we want to keep those pictures up. Who knows? Those girls might not want them up anymore, not to mention the other problems that exist. No, it's just that I wanted to update the website, but I'm pretty sure I need a chisel and hammer just to get started. Is there anything I can do to help? I look over to her and think for a moment. That's when the light bulb hits. Yeah, actually there is. Could you ask the other girls to stick around after closing? Maybe we can come up with some ideas. Of course. I'm sure the others would be delighted to help out. I can't help but smile at Cena's energy, probably the most polite of a person one could meet. She's always right there willing to help whenever there's trouble. I don't know where I'd be without her. Thanks, I really appreciate it. I'm happy I could help. There's little time for chit-chat as Cena was running some errands when she overheard me. After a small bow, the lovely maid lets herself out to go back to work. We'll pick Cena, but we've already gone through her lines when... Actually, going through this game when it was updated the first time. Thanks, Cena. Instantly, I think of Cena of the four girls, she's the most polite and sincere of the group. I remember how upset she'd been when she admitted being unable to help with our website project. Heartbroken, she couldn't help and felt useless. Of course, I know better than to think of Cena as useless. She's the sweet girl next door type of person that everyone can get along with. It's only fitting that I give her some recognition. I hear the sound of a door closing from outside my office. Shoot! I wouldn't miss my chance. Scrambling out of my chair, hurry out of my office and find Ayase standing in the hall. Florina-san, what's up? Oh, it's you, Ayase-san. Are you heading out? Yep. Did you need something? No. Did Sena-can leave yet? No, she's still changing. You need her for something? Yeah, but it's nothing big. Not a date, is it? No, we already had that. Oh, my face flushes for a moment, ignites laughter from a blondie. No, it's nothing like that at all. I just wanted to thank her for all her hard work. Keep telling yourself that, Florina-san. I'll get out of your hair. See ya. I want to thank you as well, but this route does not demand it. Without another word, Ayase heads for the door and walks out. I'd say I'm relieved she's gone, but now I'm even more nervous. Why did she have to plant such an idea into my head? I try to calm myself down as I head out into the cafe and drop myself at a table. As I wait, I glance around the place, enjoying the quiet atmosphere. It's peaceful as always. Between Kazumi's ruckus and the general busyness of the day, I feel accomplished. A day's work well done. My ears perk up when I hear a door in the back closing, and Sena soon steps out into the cafe. She stops when she sees me, a little surprise. Florina-san, I thought I heard someone out there. Is everything alright? Of course, everything's fine. Did you have a few minutes? So, do you have a few minutes, Sena-can? Or do you need to get going? No, I'm in no hurry. Sena steps over to my table and sits herself down. With how she presents herself, the situation feels quite formal. It's almost like I'm conducting an interview. What did you need? Mainly, I wanted to thank you for all the hard work you've been putting in lately. It means a lot to me, and I appreciate it. The maid beams me with a smile, and for some reason I can't help but blush. Thank you, Florina-san. I think everyone is working hard because of how good of a job you're doing. Thanks. I don't know if I'm doing that good of a job, though. I'm glad to have such hard workers like yourself. It means a lot to me. You started out rough, and if I may, you're far from perfect. But I think everyone sees how hard you try, Florina-san. It certainly wasn't my intention to get cheered up by Sena. I wasn't even feeling particularly down. Somehow she flipped this conversation on its head and is now the one doing the praising. I'm just lucky you're here. A calm silence falls upon us. The politeness of our conversation has driven us both into silence. If I try to thank her, she'll just flip it on me. If she tries to thank me, I'll do the same to her. It's a strange stalemate. One I've never encountered before. I'm just about to speak to prevent the silence from becoming awkward when Sena beats me to the punch. How are you liking it here so far? You've been the manager for some time now. Oh, I guess I have. I've gotten used to it now. I'll admit I wasn't sure what I was getting into when I started. But after some bumps, I think I've finally started to settle in a bit more. I'm glad to hear that. I was afraid you might leave us like the last manager. That's right, I'm not the first person to run this place. I wonder how many managers the cafe has seen in recent months. It almost sounds like this place has had a revolving door of managers. With an owner like ours, though, I don't blame people. It hasn't been easy, some definite rough spots. But don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. That's a relief. This place has seen several managers since I started. I'd hate to see you leave. You're doing a good job here. And you're cute. Damn. That last comment. I smile, about to thank her again when my brain catches up. What did she say? I barely register what's happening when Sena suddenly gets up from her seat. How about I make us some food? We might as well eat if we're going to stay this late. Yeah, food sounds great. Sena giggles at my less than intelligent response. She takes it in stride, though, excusing herself to the kitchen. Her sudden remark continued to stir around my head. Did she just call me cute? Sena's usually not one to tease. So was she serious? I try not to think about it too hard. It could just be Sena trying to be polite. That's pretty damn polite though. It doesn't take long for a sweet aroma to leak out of the kitchen and catch my attention. Whatever she's cooking in there, it smells delicious. After a little while, she returns to the table with 2 bowls of beef teriyaki. My mouth waters at the sight of the dish. Beef usually takes a long time to cook though, doesn't it? I know all the girls are talented with cooking, but this is the first real meal that's been prepared for me here. Don't worry, the dishes are already soaking. I'll wash them later. She's bringing out 2 bountiful bowls of food and she's worried about the dishes? I've stopped myself from laughing, it's too sweet. Thank you for the food. Sena smiled. Wait a minute. This is coming out of our finances, isn't it? As I eat, I couldn't help but glance over at Sena. Even her casual clothing, she's done up like a doll. I know she does some modeling, but to see her so accustomed to women's clothing, it's like she was raised a girl her whole life. Sena-can? Yes? Don't take this the wrong way, but how long have you worn dresses? Do you like it? Again, I'm caught off guard by the question. How could I not like such an outfit? I'm certain that Sena could pull off anything with how she looks. I do. I think you look amazing in it. The dress really suits you. Sena smiles, clearly happy with my response. She takes another bite of her food and then wipes her lips. Thank you so much. It's one of my favorites. I bought it for a photo... Words coming out of my mouth. I bought it for a photo shoot I did last year. I can see why she looks so elegant in the dress. Even her maid uniform, there's a certain air about her that just isn't present with the other girls. Maybe it's because Sena is a model. She's a professional. How long have you been modeling? Roughly 8 years? I was scouted by a talent agency when I was in junior high. That long ago? Also, isn't there some kind of legality as to the minimum age at which you can start modeling? Maybe it's different rules in Japan, but I'm not 100% sure. But there's surely some kind of minimum age to all this sort of stuff. Sena nods her head as she continues speaking. I'm so enthralled in her story, I just sit there eating her delicious food and listening. I think I was in an old denim dress at the time. It was a weekend, so I had wanted something more casual and comfortable while I was out. They were quite surprised when they learned I was a boy. Sena can't help but chuckle as she tells her story, reminiscing about her younger years. I'm in awe of how long she's been modeling. But has she also been cross-dressing before being scouted out? Even more so of how long she's been cross-dressing. You just took the words out of my mouth there. I would have thought at such an age she'd been worn boys' clothes. Oh, she'd have worn boys' clothes. That's a long time to be modeling. And cross-dressing. I've always cross-dressed for as long as I can remember. Ah. Everyone thought I'd be a girl when I was born, so they gave my mom girl clothes. When I arrived though, mom thought I looked cute in the clothes. She just kept dressing me as a girl. And you were never curious about boys' clothes? Or even pants? Sena thinks for a moment, really pondering her answer to my question. After a few moments, she shakes her head. No, boys' clothes were never designed to be cute. I never took interest. And the only time I've worn pants is during a shoot a few years ago. Or a few years back, sorry. I don't really like them. Makes sense if you're used to skirts and dresses. I probably think skirts are too breezy because all I wear are pants. Sena does have a good-hearted laugh when I make that comment. It's heartwarming to see her enjoy herself this much. I stare for a moment before finishing off my meal. This was a delicious meal, by the way. You're an amazing cook. Thank you. It's one of my favorites. I can't do some of the intricate frosting work that Hayasaka-san can, but I always enjoy cooking meals like this. It shows. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Once Sena finishes, she collects both of our plates and heads back to the kitchen. Would you like some help? No, I'll only be a moment. It's only when Sena disappears into the kitchen that I realise how late it's gotten. I feel like well, the transition of evening to night is not, well, immediate, but it's kind of like if you're in the moment. The last time we looked out of the window, it was still sunlight, but then because of so much time passing, you don't really look at the outside because you're talking to Sena for such a long time that you don't recognize how late it's gotten. It's only when Sena disappears into the kitchen that I realize how late it's gotten. Time has flown by so quickly that the sun has long since set under the horizon. I could almost get used to this. Not staying this late at the cafe, but spending time with Sena. Things are just so calm and peaceful when I'm with her. I can't help but think that without her, the cafe would dissolve into chaos. Yes, a rather Hayasaka Nanasi chaos. But there's a certain chaos with Ayase as well, but a good chaos. Nanasi, Hayasaka, and Ayase, while wonderful girls, have more loud personalities. Sena's the calming wind to the storms that those three sometimes produce. Well, two of them most certainly produce storms of violent winds. Everything is taken care of. Sena returns from vacation and I stand up to greet her. Thank you, Sena-can. I owe you for this. No, you don't. Being with you was more than enough for me. Thanks. I try to think of a response, but come up with nothing. Sena really does have a talent for knowing exactly what to say. It's late. That's the best I come up with. Sena checks the clock and nods. It is. I should be going. I should too. Morning comes early after all. Have a good night, Sena-can. I wave off Sena as she exits the cafe and then I flop back into a chair. It's almost too good to be true. How was it that I had this kind of a day with Sena? Hope there are many more to come. I sit back for a few moments, reliving our conversation and how she carried herself. It's almost a struggle to get up and perform my final check of the cafe. All I can think about is Sena, hearing how long she's been modeling. I'm curious to look into more of her work. I can't imagine Sena looking anything but beautiful in whatever outfit they dress her up in. When I finally finish shutting off the lights and ensuring everything is locked up, I step out of the cafe and into the cool night air. Wandering home through the crowds, I go to my bed and to another day. Because of some of the mixed reactions we've had with Sena, especially in the beginning of the route in question from Hayasaka's ending, this is the least one I'm sure that Sena would actually, ask us to go somewhere after this. But we're going to see nonetheless, talk to Sena, otherwise we're going to have to make some readjustments to our choices. While everyone starts heading off in their own direction, I watch Sena make a point to talk to each of the other three before they go. Always such a kind and gentle soul, I've noticed over the past few weeks how she goes out of her way to make time for everyone that needs her. Even during rougher days, she's the one to calm the storms. I owe her a great deal. She's also the first maid I met when I started. Enjoy the evening, Sena-can? Or can? I ask, stepping up beside her, waiting until after she said her goodbyes to the other girls. Oh, Florina-san. Yes, tonight has been wonderful, thank you so much. If you would have said something, I could have helped out with the preparations. No, this party was for all of you. I can handle a little waitressing here and there. She gives a sweet laugh to my comment, a little buzz, but without losing any of her girlish charm. I suppose you're right. It was quite delicious. I'm not the best cook, so I stuck to what I know. Though the pancakes at Rogue Oma was probably fluffier. Sena chuckles at my comment and shakes her head. No, yours were wonderful. Everyone enjoyed them. There was so much food I didn't think we'd finish it all. I'm glad you girls did. Means I don't have to carry anything home. Aww. Sena chuckles at my comment, agreeing with me. As much as I would enjoy leftovers, pancakes generally don't make for the best fridge food. Yep, definitely. It's not like meat that lasts for a long time. How are you liking it here? At Girls Cafe, I mean. I think for a moment the question catches me off guard. A lot has certainly happened since I started here. Had some up and downs. Saying not my ideal job would definitely be a bummer. Had some up and downs, I feel like it's the most honest choice that we have here. Yeah, because of the other girls as well, particularly Hayasaka and Nancy. I don't want to lie, but I also don't want to sound harsh. I have enjoyed my time here at Cafe. That is the truth, but it hasn't all been sunny skies and rainbows. Some days have been absolute dumpster fires. Well, there has been some up and downs. Some good and some not so good. I suppose that comes with anything though. Starting a new job, especially as a manager, can't be easy. Right out of college too. It's not like you girls made it hard though. I just didn't know what I was getting myself into. I still don't have everything figured out. Gaining experience is always the hard part. Did you expect it to be easy? Nope. I'm starting to complain too much. I don't want to ruin the moment with Sena. After such a lovely evening, this would be a terrible note to end things on. Besides, apart from my own screw-ups, the only one making my life miserable is the owner. Dropping all this failing business crap on me after I take the job, and where does he get off dropping the burden of his children's education on me? Is everything alright? I hear Sena's voice as I'm pulled back to reality from my stupor. Worrying too much over a crazed owner isn't going to help. Yeah, I'm fine. Just the mind wandering. Does working here bother you that much? Wait. No, of course not. Like you said, gaining experience is the hard part. There are parts I'm not enjoying about this cafe, sure, but having hard workers like you four have made my job so much easier. It's why we celebrated. Then you should tell us if we can assist with the lesser parts. I'll let you know if I need help. But you all do so much as it is. You know, I'm glad you're our manager. You are? Yes, you've put more work into this cafe than any of the other managers. I can tell that you really do care about us. I'm lucky to have met you. I don't know what to say. All I've really done is my job, or at least I've tried to. Not all my decisions have gone over well with everyone, especially the shift changes. To hear such earnest words from her though, just what were the previous managers like? Sena steps close to me and my eyes lock with hers. Valerina-san, I don't mean to be forward. Hey, but would you go out with me tomorrow? On a date? A date? Yes, I'm sorry to ask so suddenly, but since you started, I enjoy my time at a cafe so much more now, because you are there. Please? Of course I will. Hearing Sena come flat out and ask me on a date, I'm speechless. I don't think a traditional girl such as herself would do something so bold. It catches me off guard, but knowing that I'm making a difference in her life is more than comforting. A positive difference. It's satisfying, like I'm on the right path. This is where I belong, by her side. Sena can? Of course I will. How could I possibly say no to you? I'm very happy to hear that. I wasn't sure what you would say. And now that you have, it's almost like everything is moving so fast. I'm sorry for asking you out of the blue. She's adorable. Something tells me she had planned on asking me out on a date for a while now. The way she's fidgeting and brushing her hair away from her face, she'd been thinking about this moment. My sudden announcement to give everyone the day off tomorrow probably forced her hand. After all, tomorrow will be my first full day off since taking the manager job. Don't be sorry. I said yes. Be excited, I certainly am. Really? You are? Of course. My Sunday was just going to be a lazy day around the apartment. But now that I know I'll be spending the day with you, I can't wait. Thank you. Thank you so much, Valerina-san. I better go. I need to get ready. You need to get some sleep. I need to plan what we're doing, where we're going, what we're eating. Sena can. Yes? Go get some rest. We'll figure it out tomorrow. Right. Good night, Flarina-san. Good night, Sena-can. I watched Sena wander off, buzzed more from our incoming date than from the alcohol. It's almost funny seeing her wander away light-hearted and giddy. But there's something really earnest about what Sena-can just talks about there. She was really meticulous about how, like, she was going through her head about what we're going to be doing throughout the day. And that's a really sweet thing for someone to do, like, looking forward to not only the tomorrow, but also the everything that's going to be involved with the tomorrow. I see her stop at a few closed businesses, checking them out. I can imagine her going back and forth in her head on whether we should stop at them tomorrow. When I see her bump into someone, I start to move towards the girl. She must realize what she's doing, though, and hurries off. I can't help but shake my head. The calm and collected Sena in a fluster over the day. I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel the same way. I can't let myself go like that, though. With the big celebration now behind us, I head home, hopefully into a good night's rest. Tomorrow will be a busy day. It will be a busy day indeed, and with that, it's going to be a busy tomorrow when the video is live. So, thank you all so much for watching. We will be back and commencing through the rest of Sena's route in the next time, which will be part 10? Crikey, this series has gone on for quite a bit, but I'm really thankful. I really love this game, and the whole, like, cross-dressing stuff is definitely a factor in this game, but when you just get down into the dialogue of the game, you realize that you're talking to any other character from any other visual novel that doesn't have that cross-dressing element, and you're just spending time with people that you care about. You're spending time with people that are passionate about the things that they're doing. So it's almost like the cross-dressing maid part is an extension to what this game is about. It's definitely a factor in the game, but for me, I do not think that the cross-dressing part is the primary factor of this game. It's an extension, and I think it should be kept as an extension and not the primary focus. It is an important thing, but I don't think it's a primary focus. The primary focus should be about the story and the involvement in which you have with the characters. Certainly, the cross-dressing maid part is a factor, and it sometimes is a barrier to certain people thinking, well, that's not my sort of thing, so therefore I'm not going to approach it. But in that fact, it's how you approach it that is important, that determines on, like, what the other person's response is, and going from there, seeing about, like, how they then perceive the information which you give to them. Because sometimes it's understanding and uncomfortable, but other times it's uncomfortable, but it can end badly. So in this case, I think keep an open mind. And by keeping an open mind, it means that you're not going to fall into some kind of pre-prejudice kind of mindset thinking, well, what's going on here? Why are they cross-dressing? Like, boys with girls' clothes? Like, that's an impossibility. It's not an impossibility. There are girls that wears boys' clothes. There are boys that wears girls' clothes. It's a factor of life, whether you like it or not. But I'm really happy to have given this game a chance, all the way back at the demo, actually. Like, I saw this game thinking, why not give it a chance? And I'm glad I've done so with the demo and the full game. I've really enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all in the next time with Girls, 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 where we will be getting through the rest of Sena's route, and then starting our time plucking through on how to get to the harem ending, which will involve all four. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourselves, you lovely maids.